This is part 2 of my 2 Halloween costume making videos on my half Gomez, half Morticia costume that I made for Halloween. The first video is the costume half, so all the sewing and the actual wearable costume, and then this half is all the props. I wanted there to be a thing and a Wednesday, and my parents were very kindly Festa and Grandmama, so that's all included in this one as well. So enjoy! Hello again! Today I'm going to show you the bits and bobs that I've got to go with the costume. So for Morticia, she wears 2 rings. The smaller of the 2, I've ordered some plastic sort of oval, like a big black gem, and it's surrounded with like plastic filigree. A few of those for a couple of quid that I'll make one of the rings, and this is for the other. So she wears like a big black cross, so I've got these little gems. I'm going to create the shape, and then I'll put a layer of epoxy resin over the top to sort of set them all in place. And then I've got some fake nails. I did order a full set, but fake nails for the Morticia side. They're a bit dark, I might paint them a bit lighter. A fake cigar for Gomez. I'm not sure, it's a bit plasticky. I might cover it in paper and try and make it look a bit more accurate. Some felt. I already had most of this to make a little Wednesday outfit for Tiny Hannah. And then there's the pièce de résistance. This is amazing and gross. It's a candle that bleeds when it melts, which is kind of gross, but I thought it'd be amazing for thing. Everything else was really, really expensive, and I know it all adds up, but it's all very cheap, and a lot of it I already had, so I don't actually want to spend that much on it. I always try and do it for as little as possible. And you know, stuff I can reuse or like use the other things to make presents or whatever. So with this, it was a few pounds, and then I'm going to paint it so it looks more like a real hand, because obviously the fingers are very pale in comparison to the area that bleeds. Wow, this is a weird sentence. So I'll paint all of this, and you know, the actual moulding's really good. Like, there's a lot of detail in the moulding. But, you know, I want to sort of make it look like a proper hand, so something to be going on with. This is the moustache for the Gomez side of the costume. It's hand laced onto wig lace, so it should be completely invisible when it's on the skin. It'll just blend into the background, and then I can use makeup to disguise the rest of it. And then this is just synthetic hair I had left over from a wig from a different costume before, from my Poirot costume beforehand, and it's turned out to be a really helpful, handy skill to learn. You can learn to do it on YouTube. Okay, so this is the ring that I've come up with. I did have another one that I did first. First I tried to use my Dremel tool to engrave it, but as you can see, it's only plated, so it just made the silver come off, so I wasn't happy with that. And it also broke this off from the vise, but that's not a problem because I actually needed another ring to mount the other thing that's coming on, so I can use this, so that's not going to be wasted, so that's good. Then I made this one, and it's fine, but I wasn't really happy with it. I wanted like the flourishes that I've got here. So then I tried to do, I was worried about doing this way because you had to do it really, really fast. So then I tried to mount it on acetate first and either peel it off or cut it up, but that didn't work. So in the end I just had to do sort of high stakes 5-minute job, because this epoxy dries really, really, really fast. So after that it's really tacky and stringy, so I just flooded the whole area with the 2 parts epoxy, mixed it really quickly once everything was ready, and then just whacked all the gems on and pushed them around as quickly as I could, and it's worked out okay, but it was stressful. So I'm just doing Tiny Hannah's outfit because Tiny Hannah is going to be Wednesday. If you don't know, if you've somehow stumbled across this video and you don't know who Tiny Hannah is, I'm housebound, so I made a tiny version of myself to go to like my friends' weddings and stuff. So Tiny Hannah is going to be Wednesday. So I've made her like little black socks, little Mary Jane shoes. You can't really see particularly well because they're all black. And then just the dress, and it closes with little Velcro spots there, and then the collar is actually detachable. Oh, there we go. Collar's actually detachable. Come on, focus. There we go. The collar's detachable. So it just ties on at the back. And then I'm in the very strange process of making a wig cap for her. So I've tucked all the hair at the back out, and I've put this together. So all of the hair will kind of, it's almost like a bonnet, will be put behind there, and then I can sew along here and then use bits. We don't have any black wool, so I'll probably just use black felt to make strips of hair that I can then braid into the two pigtail, like braided pigtails. So nearly done. So I've got my hand candle and I'm going to paint it. I've bought some, I've got my acrylics, and then I've also got some paint adhesion medium. I don't know if this is necessary, but it was recommended if you're painting onto wax, so fingers crossed that will work. And then I'm just going to try and use my own hand as much of a model as possible, minus the sparkly nails, and fingers crossed we can get a workable thing. So this is the finished hand after all the painting. I've given it, I think, 3 coats of spray varnish, as well as a coat of clear nail varnish on the nails to help make those a little bit shinier than the skin. The polish and the varnish have really helped. It's kind of given it a much more natural sheen, but also before, even with the adhesive mixed into the paint, it was really chipping off really easily, so the few layers of that have really helped. I've also finished Tiny Hannah's Wednesday costume with her little plaits, so she's looking pretty good. And I made her an axe because she's still got her smile. I did try like a little option for covering that, but in the end I didn't really want to do that. It looked a bit odd, so I've made her a little axe, so then her smile is kind of creepy rather than cute. So the axe is just a wooden skewer with felt wrapped around it and sewn, and then I created like the axe out of felt and stuffed it with toy stuffing, and then I've gone over with some silver paint and silver pens to create the detailing on it. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that, how that came out. And then I just sort of gave the wooden part a wash over with some black paint to kind of give that a little bit more weathering. And then I have finished the cigar. I actually did this with, in the end, what I used was floristry tape. It's normally in green, but you can also get it in brown, and that's really good because it's like a paper tape with an adhesive on it, and you kind of stretch it and it becomes more sticky, and it kind of gives a real a really nice finish to it that's a lot more accurate, because to be honest, the plastic just kind of made it look like a big old turd, so this is a lot better. And then I finished the rings, so that's the ring I had before. This is the one that's meant to mimic the wedding ring that she wears. You can see I've just attached it with some armature wire. These were actually originally a really tacky gold colour. I did try doing it, covering it with, you can see that's the gold, enamel paint, but I actually found that nail varnish worked better, so I've done that with nail varnish. And then the nails, they were originally this colour, but I thought that was a bit dark, so I've gone over the top with a lighter, brighter red. I'm also extremely lucky and have excellent parents who are going to dress up with me. This is Mum, she's going to be Grandmama, so she's got this excellent giant wig to do that, and then she's basically going to layer up some black and grey clothes. This is my big giant cardigan and scarves and rings and necklaces, and do that, and makeup. And then poor old David, he's going to be Uncle Fester, so he's going to wear a big old coat in black and like a black scarf, and we're gonna make his face intense. Okay, so this is the final costume. I'm super pleased with it. I'm slightly, we've taken the photos. I'm a little bit nervous that my eyebrow keeps melting off. It's not perfect by a long chalk, but the first version I did with blocking my brow was truly awful, so believe it or not, this is actually better. I think I just have very coarse brows and they like to clump, so I think that's just a practice thing. But I've got my fancy side, and then my suit side is all working together. The homemade moustache piece, and with the makeup I tried to go up on this side and then make this side a bit more down, which of course is echoed in the eyebrows. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it, I've got to say. It came out better than I thought it would, so I'm really chuffed. So happy Halloween! Yay!